Everyone is always asking me, don't I worry about a stock market crash? That's something that I definitely want to address, so let's go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? Prepper Princess. Go ahead and check out my book, Living on Almost Nothing. I will leave a link in the description below. And a lot of people are always asking me, what happens if the stock market crashes? Aren't you afraid of losing all your wealth? Well, let me put it this way. It is the easiest way to put it. The stock market is going to crash. Pretty simple, right? Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. Historically, over time, the stock market has had a rate of return of 10% over 100 years. That includes the Great Depression and every stock market crash in between. So you're looking at a 10% rate of return on average for however many years it is that you're invested. And the stock market is cyclical. It works a little bit like this. It starts here and it goes up and up and up and then it drops. And then it goes up and up and up and up some more and then it drops. And then it goes up and up and up and up, and then it drops, and then it goes up. So when there are stock market crashes, that's right here. These are all stock market crashes. In my lifetime, I've already been through two, technically three if you count the 2020 stock market crash where stocks lost 30%, but they very quickly recovered. But if you're looking at something like this where you're losing 50% or 30%, usually it's around 30% or 30%, then what most people do is they freak out. Not everyone is meant to be a stock market investor, simply because of the fact that a lot of people are emotional about these type of things. And I stopped being emotional about my money a long time ago. But the thing is that people will also try and time the market. So they want to buy in here and they want to sell up here, and then buy in here and sell up here and buy in here and sell up here. If you think about it that way, first of all, these are extremely difficult to time. There's always somebody on, I hope you guys can hear me. There's always somebody on the internet, and I've looked it up every year dating back to 2016, 5 years ago. There are so many YouTube videos. Just look it up. Stock market crash of 2016. Stock market's going to crash in 2017. April of 2018, there's going to be a crash. March of 2019, there's going to be a crash. 2020, there's going to be a crash. And what happens is these people are eventually right because it's going to crash. My favorite is the preppers who are like, get out now, the stock market's overvalued, it's going to crash at any moment it's going to crash. And they say this for 5 years and then it crashes and they're like, I told you so. And then the stock market goes back up and they're like, it's overvalued, it's going to crash, buy gold and silver now, it's your only hope. And then it crashes and they're like, see, I told you. And then it starts going back up, and they have nothing to say during these huge up cycles except it's going to crash. And it is. It's going to crash, so they are eventually going to be right. So, oh my gosh, it's going to crash, everybody look out. Boom, told you so. Well, I'm telling you so too. It's going to crash, and there's nothing that's going to stop these crashes from occurring. But even if you get in here and then you retire up here, you're still going to have an average rate of return of 10%. That's why money can't be emotional. You have to look at it as only a tool. And that's why a lot of people have to have emotional, not intelligence, but you have to be really strong emotionally and understand that it's always going to be a correction on the horizon. And when you do hit this correction, you've got, a $2 million net worth and you lose half of it, you're at 50% and you're freaking out. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't retire the way that I thought I could. So you sell now and you put it all into cash, but then you're still alive when it's up here. So a lot of people regret doing lots of buying and selling. And ironically, women historically are better investors than men, because men, what they tend to do is they try to buy low and sell high, but time in the market beats timing the market. And women are more just put it and leave it. That is the way I do it. I mean, I'm a woman. I don't know if that has to do with emotional stuff or I don't know, financial literacy, intelligence. I don't know. But I don't try to buy low and sell high. I just continually put money in my accounts every single month, you know, month after month after month. Every time I get paid, it's the first thing I do is I pay myself first. And I do that with all of my extra money, and that's how I've been able to accumulate wealth. Now, I'm not saying, you know, men are bad at this and women are good. No, I have a financial advisor who is a man, and he's very good at what he does. He protects my assets. He's my tactical advisor. He does my tactical investment portfolio. But you have to remember, there are going to be crashes, and if you know this ahead of time before going in, you're going to be more emotionally able to ride the roller coaster of going up and down. So when the roller coaster's going down, woohoo, enjoy the ride, because it's just going to go back up again. That's the way it's been for over 100 years, as long as this research has taken place, over 100 years, including the Great Depression. So things are a little bit different as you age. So if you're getting towards retirement age, you're 60, 65, and you don't want to see this stock market crash because you are at retirement age. So around, you know, 50, 55, you start speaking with financial advisors and people who can make you, help you make the right decisions on less risk, and still continue to grow your finances. And you also want to look into tax beneficial accounts, because a whole lot of wealth can be wiped out just by taxes. I think that if everybody in the United States were wealthy, they would realize that taxes are actually the biggest detriment to wealth building. It's not anything else. But yeah, so I just want you all to be aware that yes, the stock market is going to crash. And yes, I am going to lose a huge portion of my wealth, but I'm just going to get it back. And let's assume that I don't get it back. Well, what happens if we can go to down the rabbit hole of what if for hours? You know, what if it doesn't come back? Well, then I'll live off of my income. Well, what if you lose your job? You mean the 5 jobs that I have? If I lose all 5 of my jobs, I still have a year of living expenses. Well, what if the banks are closed? Well, I have enough money on hand to pay my property taxes for 5 years. Well, what if somebody robs your house? What do you want me to do? Like, how many what ifs are you going to go over until you get the answer that you're looking for? What the answer that you're looking for is, I'm terrified and I'm scared. I'm not. So if that's what you're trying to get at, no. So for all of you folks who used to follow my channel back when I was doing prepping videos, yes, I have set my finances so that I haven't even set my finances. I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. The market's gonna do what it's gonna do. And you know, let's say I lose all of my wealth, all of my finances, I get robbed, you know, my dog, you know, attacks me and I have to go to the hospital and I couldn't afford medical. I don't know. There's a million things I can go over, but you know, that's just not on my radar these days. I'm more focused on building wealth as opposed to hoarding it and constricting and straining myself. I'm just going with the flow at this point because I have the finances to do so, and I've always thought of money as a tool. So yes, keep in mind before investing, just don't even say, what if the stock market crashes? Realize that it is going to crash in your investment lifetime. All right, folks, I hope that this video has been helpful. Again, don't forget to check out my book, Living on Almost Nothing. And don't forget, if you believe that you can or you believe that you can't, you are right. Prepper Princess out. How come your eyes are open now that I turn on the camera? Hmm? Hmm? You're so cute. You stole my pillow. You stole my pillow.